Well, welcome. This is the final project evaluation for EdTech543, the Spanish Conversation and Culture MOOC. Group members Danica Marble, Nate Cannon, and Jamie Bennett. And I am Christina Moore, and I will be providing today's evaluation. Well, the first thing I would like to address from the MOOC rubric I have provided are the required components. On the left, the course description, objectives, and expectations. Just from a general look at the homepage of this MOOC, it's very well designed, very clean design. I really like the addition of both the English and Spanish language on the homepage. It really reinforces the lesson of this MOOC. One thing I might suggest is that for clarity's sake, it might be beneficial to provide some additional English translation to some of the example activities that are provided in Espanol. But beyond that, this is a great first page. We'll move on to the course description, objectives, and expectations. Once again, each required component is outlined very clearly from the course description, rationale, learning outcomes, performance and participation expectations, and social media use guidelines. I did notice a few typos looking through here, and I was had just a little question about the learning outcomes. You do provide 3 sample learning activities, but really the only learning outcome that you address is fluency and etiquette. I wasn't sure if that was really just the intent was to reinforce only fluency through these activities, or if they could be more closely honed to specific outcomes per each activity. But overall, looks fantastic, very clear. The next we'll move on to content creation and sharing platforms. This is excellent. Everything is identified. There are at least 6 sharing platforms. Directions are all included. The purpose for each use is identified. Links to tutorials and potential use is also identified. So this page is great. Fantastic. We'll move on to student interaction. So the process for student interaction, small study groups, project creation, collaboration, feedback, weekly discussions. This is excellent. I love the screen captures. Those are very clear, integrated well within the text. Once again, I wouldn't change a thing. I noticed at the bottom address an added feature of expanding personal learning networks. I think that was really nice to highlight. So moving on to page 4, the assessment plan. Very clear, very concise. The rubrics for each of the learning activities is included here. Very well done. Plan to monitor course interactions, make announcements, summarize, and disseminate student contributions. I did notice I'm having like a little bit of a pop-up here. I'm kind of circling it with my arrow of an editing bar. I wonder if that's something that you could remove. Also, it looks like you guys, like we did, copy and pasted required components onto each page. I think maybe you just kind of forgot to take out that red titled copy paste there, but you know, that can happen as you're overlooking things during editing. But very clear. Identify the hashtags and the keywords that you would search for and scoop it in YouTube, and the hashtag for Twitter. The only thing I was wondering about, I don't see a a way to integrate an RSS feed. I wasn't sure if that was just a decision that you guys made as you weren't going to use that, but that was kind of addressed in the MOOC required components, so I just thought I'd point that out. On to sample learning activities. These were great. 3 activities listed here. I notice each of the assignments are here with a little description. One thing I would just hope to include just as a student, it's really nice to have, is those rubrics that were in the assessment plan. If you could repost those here, that's often really helpful for students, especially somebody like me who needs to go back through and remind myself for each assignment what the required components are. And then this was a little confusing at the end. The last page is a welcome page. So I wasn't sure if maybe this was out of order. So I don't know if you want to modify this to really be what the home page is, or if this was just something that maybe was forgotten at the last push, maybe something you would delete. I also was wondering, I noticed on your pages that they're numbered. I'm not sure, that can be it's a little distracting as a user, so I would wonder if you could just take the numbers out. That would make the navigation through the web page a little less distracting, because you feel like you need to go by the numbers that are listed, but you know, that's just kind of a design preference. Overall, this is a fantastic MOOC. I really liked looking over it, and I really appreciate you guys letting me review it. Once again, this is Christina Moore evaluating the final project for the Spanish Conversation and Culture MOOC, EdTech543. Thank you.